moment, it would have been a great cold open.
Sorry.
All right, there's your cold open.
And welcome back to the Oklahoma Today podcast. I'm your host, Ben Lucian, and boy, do I love snacks. I love them so much. I wish they just grew out freely in the open, and it turns out that they actually do. Oklahoma is filled with these amazing you-pick farms where you, your friends, and your family can go out and pick fruits, berries, etc. Chris and I recently ventured out to the Thunderbird Berry Farm in Broken Arrow, home to some of the most delicious, juiciest blueberries and blackberries you'll ever find. We filled our buckets up. In fact, not a lot of them even made it to the bucket. So, Chris, let's go ahead and roll that footage.
We are in beautiful Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, here at the Thunderbird Berry Farm. And joining me right now is Molly Swanson. Molly, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yes. So Thunderbird Berry Farm, this has been in the family for quite a while, right?
Yeah, I think my grandpa has been farming or had been farming for 70 years.
Oh,
so 70
wow.
plus years. Yeah.
Yes. What can you tell me about the Thunderbird Berry Farm? How many acres do we have out here? I know you're mostly known for blueberries, but what kind of varieties of berries can people find?
Yeah, so we have about 15 acres of blueberries. We have 4 rows of blackberries and more coming, hopefully soon. But we're really known for our blueberries. We have, I think, a dozen varieties.
Yeah.
So we plant different varieties so that they'll be available for a longer extended growing season. Mm-hmm. So right now we're staining with the Dukes and the Legacies. Yes. These are our staple. Everybody loves these. The Dukes are just now done ripening. You might find a few more left, and the Legacies, which are my favorite, are just now starting. But we have plenty for you.
Well, we've been snacking on the Legacies already, a little bit already, and they are irresistible. So this started, I guess, with your grandfather, is that right?
Yeah, my grandfather planted a few rows of berries, and then that was about 20 years ago.
Yes.
And we got so many berries that we decided to open it up to the public, and we've been doing that ever since.
Yes.
For me, it has always been something that serves our community. It teaches our kids, all the grandkids and great-grandkids work out here, so it teaches them community service. But really, it's our memory and our legacy of our grandpa. You know, we lost him 2 years ago. We lost our grandma this year. And so it has just been a way for all of our family to come together. I mean, I don't know, I haven't counted lately, but there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And we're out here working, serving the community, loving on each other, just really connected. And it really keeps us all connected and together.
So has it sort of grown up over time? Like how many berries were you starting with? Or
Oh man, I don't really know. We started out with just a few rows, and then every year just added more and changed them and lost some rows and added rows. So it's been an adventure, and
yes,
we started off in just selling out in the open, and then we got a little berry shed, and then we got a big berry shed. So it's definitely grown.
Right. And you all celebrated, I believe, what was it, 20 years recently?
Yeah, on our Friday night picnic, we celebrated our 20-year anniversary. So in 2005 was, I believe, our first opening to the public.
That's cool. So what's that milestone sort of mean to you, the 2 decades of the U-Pick out here?
Yeah, it's been really great. We lost our grandpa a couple of years ago, and the family has really come together to just carry on his legacy of community service.
Yeah.
And so that's what this is about.
Right, yeah, and I bet so much of this is just kind of the family legacy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, right. So you said how many berry varieties right here? We've got the blueberries, and then we've tried a few others back there.
Yeah, we have, pink lemonade berries, which are a favorite. We don't have a ton of those. We've got blackberries, and then 12 different varieties, I believe. There may even be more, because some of the rows were planted and we didn't know what was planted, so they're not labeled. But most of them are labeled. Chandlers have big quarter-sized berries. Yeah, there's Elliott's are great for canning. We just have all kinds.
Right. Now, so I am sort of new to picking, and we're going to do a little bit of that today. But do you have any advice for first-time pickers? Like
yeah, absolutely. If we can look over here, berries are not like pit fruit. They do not ripen after you pick them. If you want to pick right here, this is a green berry and it will not ripen after you pick it. So once you pick it, it stays that color. So you don't want to pick the green ones. You don't want these red ones. And even this one, there's a little tint of red in it. But if you dig deep back in here, you can see this big, juicy, shiny blueberry. That's what you want. That's going to be sweet. It'll have just a hint of tartness and it'll be perfect for you. Give it a try.
Awesome. The legacy ones are so good.
They're my favorite, for sure.
Yeah, that was very juicy. It's and the big one, it looked kind of like Violet Beauregard, all blown up, just nice and big. Cool. So, and then, what is the season typically?
We normally run from Memorial Day to 4th of July, but we can, it's just Mother Nature. And we've had a rainy start, so we may go further into July. It's really, when it gets too hot, it's just too miserable to be out here. So we kind of start to close things down before heat stroke sets in.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. And speaking of that, is there a time you recommend people coming out?
Yeah, so we're open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until noon. And then also Saturdays from 7 a.m. until noon.
Right, yes. And then does the time of day matter?
Well, the earlier in the day, the better, because you're going to have the best weather and the best picking. So if you always check our social media, if there's going to be bad weather, anything like that, we'll post if we're closing.
Right. And I know, so people can come out and pick, of course, and we talked about that. But your berries, I mean, there's some different like restaurants and places that use your berries?
Yeah, so some local bakeries. I know of two. Savoy's one of them that are using our berries for things. And then we also sell our berries to farmers markets down in Oklahoma City. Come pick it up. And then we have local berry farmers, Joe's and Bixby's. They come use our berries as well.
Right, yeah. I think it's cool that you've got this out there because kind of like what we were talking earlier, Oklahoma, not necessarily naturally like just as it is, like the primary environment for blueberries.
Yeah, blueberries are really a Pacific Northwest kind of thing.
Yes.
And that's where the majority of our berries come from. Although there are some Florida varieties that we are growing here, and they ripen later in the season because they need the heat.
Right. Well, I think the weather's been helping you out a little bit.
Yes, they're making the berries nice and full.
Yes, exactly. We applaud Mother Nature for that one. All right, well, I think I've got my questions pretty much answered. We're going to see how I do picking the berries myself.
Go for
which
it.
I've not
Enjoy.
tried before.
Oh, I should have brought you a bucket.
Oh, we'll get the bucket, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I can grab a bucket.
So I guess these are the Chandler variety of blueberries, which are sort of gargantuan in comparison to what we have been picking. Let's see if we can find, yeah, I'm trying to find a good one here that we can pick right off the vine. Oh, this one's pretty good. This one, I mean, this is not even the biggest Chandler berry I've seen, but I mean, compared to this smaller one that we got earlier, I can sort of see the difference. We're good to pick just about, I am looking for just the absolute bluest of blue to take in because I am just looking for snacking berries. And it's a little bit like an Easter egg hunt. I'm just, or maybe just like a candy store. Just doing some window shopping here and picking out what I like the best. Let's see if we can find one that we can, a good one to eat right off the vine. This one looks pretty tasty right here. But yeah, so good. So good.
So Ben, I guess the question is, 2-hour drive home, how many of those berries make it back to the office?
0.0, I think. Between the two of us, I think we can do some serious damage. These are, as I understand, called the pink lemonade, a variety of blueberries, yeah. And they are so good. I mean, if you just imagine like a really refreshing pink lemonade, that's pretty much what it tastes like. Sort of a more mild, sweet flavor. It's really good. I guess we're looking for more of the fully solid pink, purplish ones, and not so much these like green or the green or cream colored ones. Those still have some maturing to do. But they're really good. If you want to put a little twist on your blueberry baking creation, I think this is a good one. Or just eat them nonstop like me. Well, Chris, we have successfully picked our bucket of berries. And do you want to guess the % chance of any of these returning home to the studio set?
0.0.
0.0. That is correct. One for every minute of the drive, I think. See you later, guys.
Well, it turns out Chris and I are nice guys after all, because we were able to share the blueberries with you. Those were really good.
Those pink lemonade blueberries were something else. Those were delicious.
Also, I love that it was actually a you pick farm because you picked them and then I got to eat them.
Oh, wow, yes.
It was the perfect scenario.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah.
I was the labor force of the situation, yes. They were really good, and I think all the berries are gone. I left a whole thing of them here in the office, and they just disappeared.
I think
That'll
I
happen
ate
around here.
half a pint at least.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they were enjoyed.
Yes.
Well, we're going to get to the question of the week here in a moment, but I want to introduce our whole team here, because we just came back to this video. I haven't mentioned or acknowledged you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
We got Carly, Megan, Nathan, Kirsten. You know the bunch by now. I want to remind folks that we do record the show in advance. So by the time this one comes out, the audience will know whether the Thunder or the Pacers have won the NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
We do not know the answer to that question.
Lucky or unlucky people.
Yes.
I know, but I'm
We'll
not.
know.
Yeah.
We'll know on Thursday, right?
Thursday or
Sunday.
Possibly Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but definitely by the time this episode comes out. So if you're watching this and the Thunder have won, well, yay. And also, like, be prepared for, I think we've got something special planned, so you're going to want to watch the next episode. If you're watching this and the Pacers won, this could be the last time. Yeah. This could be the last time you see me. There's a bookie in Atlantic City. It's not my friend anymore. But yeah, so either way, there's something to look forward to. Anyway, so getting back to the topic on hand. Fruits and vegetable fans here.
Love them.
Both.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah, we promote a nutritious diet here on the show. When we're not talking about our favorite barbecue, pizza, burgers.
Or the state meal.
Yeah. Nathan's go ahead and hide
McDonald's cup.
Oh.
berry. So we're talking about fruits and vegetables today. There's a lot of good ones grown in Oklahoma. How fortunate are we to grow in a state that really has a big agricultural presence? We get to enjoy a lot of the bounties of many great farms here. Nathan, in terms of fruits and vegetables, what do you look forward to the most?
I think the thing I get really excited I grew up with a big garden. So I have a lot of answers to this question. But the thing I always look the most forward to every summer is a peach. Either a Stratford or a Porter peach.
Good one.
There is just something so amazing about the messiness and the sweetness and the tartness, and just a fresh peach is just one of life's greatest pleasures.
I think one of the biggest disparities between fresh and then store might be in the peach.
I think maybe so.
Yeah.
I think maybe so. Tomatoes are a culprit of that too.
You get a fresh peach, and that is like a gift from the gods.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Completely. No, completely. And if you've never been to I've been to both the Stratford and Porter Peach festivals. They're both a total blast. And they're coming up in about a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very good answer. Kirsten Stone, research editor. What about you?
Well, I really like strawberries and blackberries because whenever we were little, our papa used to grow, like he had a big strip in his backyard full of different stuff, and we'd go out there and we get to pick strawberries and we'd come in, rinse them off and cut them up, sprinkle some sugar on them and eat them.
Okay.
But, and then we'd also, every year, we had in our cattle fields, we had like random blackberry bushes just show up, and so we'd go take a trip for a day and go pick all the
Oh,
blackberries.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's good.
Blackberries, yeah, are pretty prevalent throughout Oklahoma, I think.
No, I love the blackberries. The only thing I don't like is I do not like the seeds in the blackberries. So love-hate
Textural
relationship.
issue.
I just don't like
Absolutely.
the seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's burdensome sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't know the sugar move on the strawberries. I'm gonna have to remember that.
Sprinkle a little bit of sugar right on top.
Okay.
Delicious.
Should I go to Kirsten or to Carly or to Megan next?
Do you want us to fight?
I'll go to Carly.
Okay.
I'll go to Carly.
So I'm going to be a contrarian and pick neither a fruit nor a vegetable. My favorite Oklahoma produce is probably the J&M farm mushrooms.
Okay.
They're one of the largest mushroom growing operations in the country, and I don't know that I have bought a mushroom that was not from them in the past 10 years, because we go to Crest and that's what the mushrooms they have. But anyway, I just think it's really cool that it's right here in our state.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Big mushroom fan myself.
Yeah, and I saw a documentary or a little clip one time about the farm and how it works and everything. It's a very interesting operation.
Has anyone tried foraging for mushrooms?
I don't get up early enough to do
Open.
that.
I wrote a story quite a while ago that we actually didn't end up getting to publish, which is a longer story about a restaurant in Oklahoma City that was open at the time that was kind of made from foraging. So I went out with them and foraged for some things. We took that great photo and then we had to replace it at the last second. Remember?
I'm
I was
interested.
picturing you guys going through dumpsters.
It shut down. No. We were out at Stinchcombe. Yeah.
I'm interested in foraging, but I'm just kind of afraid I'll mess up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest thing is just to make sure that you're allowed to be foraging where you're foraging.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Because there's a lot of private land and stuff like that. So Oklahoma is not the best place to go, but if you know somebody who knows spots and they're willing to share, I think you can get some good stuff.
Someone out there has the knowledge.
I'm gonna go forage at Sprouts.
Yes. That's where I do most of my
That's where I do all my foraging.
Megan Rossman, what is your fruit or vegetable answer?
I mean, a Stillwell strawberry.
It's a good one.
It's always good. They're good strawberries. I bought a container of them once in Tahlequah, and that's the last time I've had a Stillwell strawberry, is many years ago. I do know people who go to that festival every year, but they have not brought me strawberries. So, what can you do?
Are they your friends? I'm not sure.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I
it
don't
sounds like time to
know.
reevaluate.
It sounds like you're still thinking about those strawberries, though.
Yeah, no, they're good strawberries. So that I don't knowingly consume I know I probably eat other local produce, but it's not pointed out to me usually that it's local unless I see it coming from the ground. So yeah, I would say a strawberry. Those are some good strawberries.
Nice.
Answer.
What about you, Ben? Other than blueberries?
Yeah. Well,
obviously.
blueberries is obviously well established at this point. I'm a big cantaloupe fan.
That's a good answer.
Yes. It doesn't, in terms of the melons, get
didn't
as
know
much
they grew
love
here.
as the watermelon.
Yeah.
And I do love watermelon too, but I just highlight cantaloupe season on my calendar every year.
They're pretty easy to grow.
I should try growing some cantaloupe.
They're really not very hard.
Yeah,
The only thing is when they start, you have to kind of keep them. You have to make sure you don't just let them sit in the dirt because the bottom part will rot. It'll get wet and rot, and the top part won't be ripe yet. So you kind of have to turn them a little, but they can break off. So you have to be a little careful. But they grow they really grow well.
Yeah, if you throw enough food in your backyard, a lot of the
Something
time
will come
something
up.
will come up. Yeah.
Farmer Megan over here.
Yeah. That's how you have all those Dorito bushes in your backyard. Right?
Yeah, no, I've had some squash and stuff grow.
Really?
And
Oh,
some,
that's cool.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I really like to process a cantaloupe, take a whole one and just chop it up and put it in the fridge. It's just
feels satisfying.
It's delicious.
I like it when someone else does that for me.
Yeah, I'll bring some up next time. Are we going behind the camera? Or it's kind of dark back there.
We can see.
Okay, sure. Why the heck not? If it's too dark, we'll just not
Trying something new with the lighting, and now it's dark.
Behind the camera, Bridget. What about you?
My great grandpa was a master gardener, and when I was little, I would go back there and help him harvest things. And my favorite thing were the tiny trees. I called them tiny trees. They're broccoli.
Okay.
Broccoli, the tiny trees.
Was he growing bonsai trees?
Yum. That's awesome. That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
I love broccoli.
Same.
What about Chris?
I'm a forager. Right, so it starts with morel mushrooms, in the spring, and they're just. I used to hate mushrooms, and then I saw, oh, what's this brain-looking thing, and ate it. It was delicious. Yeah. So, and then the copy from Kirsten. Growing up in the country, fishing with my grandpa, we would always pick dewberries and then turn into blackberries, and so our property has lots of dewberries and blackberries. So. That's my favorite fruit. The dewberries are smaller and more tart, so they're like the younger cousin of the blackberries, and then the blackberries are thicker and sweeter.
What is a dewberry?
That's what he just said.
The dewberries are smaller and more tart, so they're like the younger cousin of the blackberries, and then the blackberries are thicker and sweeter.
Oh.
Let's rewind. So dewberries
I'm sorry, I was lost in thought about
It's
it.
a blackberry, but they grow. They're smaller and they grow closer to the ground and like on the edge of the woods. And so the dewberries grow sooner, and then generally around Father's Day, you can start looking for blackberries.
I wrote a story a couple years ago about picking sand plums.
Oh
And we did that. That's really fun.
That's a good.
Those are delicious.
Yeah.
What do people say online?
We had a lot of online answers, or several. Visit Henrietta chimed in.
Hi, Henrietta.
Yes, strawberries. Yes,
Good answer.
very good answer. I love a fresh strawberry, especially in the summertime. And now that I know that you can sprinkle some sugar on it. Karen Duvall and Mir is a fan of tomatoes. Who doesn't love tomatoes?
Good answer. You don't like tomatoes?
What?
I don't like tomatoes by themselves. I like it on stuff, in stuff, but like I won't sit there and eat a tomato.
I would have guessed
I
Chris was a
totally
tomato.
would.
I'll eat little cherry tomatoes.
Yeah,
Oh,
cherry
man.
tomatoes are fine, but
Like
not
a
like
fresh
a
tomato
big...
sliced up with some salt
Juicy,
on it?
squishy thing on a
So
sandwich.
delicious.
Yeah, no, the texture.
Oat.
I prefer green tomatoes because they're crisp.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
They have a better texture to me.
Wow, salt on a tomato is like one of my favorite things in the summer.
Yeah, we'll have to fight about this one later. Speaking of things that are good with salt, Christina Demura says watermelon.
Good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Have you guys tried putting mustard on your watermelon? That's a thing.
I've heard people say that before. No, I've never tried that.
Okay.
Have you tried that?
No.
Okay.
I don't really like mustard that much.
Tahini is good on watermelon too.
It's supposed to be the sweet and salty thing, I think, is the appeal.
I don't think I'm gonna.
Hard no.
Yeah. And then finally, Andrea Walker Rudy, who she loves in China,
Andrea.
says
Thank you.
Well, she agrees on the watermelon, but she specifies the Rush Springs water.
Oh, of
That's
course.
the right answer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Absolutely. One of our favorite festivals, food festivals to look forward to each and every year. All right, well, those were some great answers online. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back with podvents. All right. Well, it's once again our favorite part of the show. This is Podvent time. This is where we go through the travelok.com event calendar and pick out a few of our favorite gyms. Is there anyone who'd like to go first this week?
I will.
All right.
Okay, so they are having a night with bats at the Sam Noble Museum on June 26th.
That's fun.
Yeah, and so it's $25 for non-members, $20 for members, and so, it's $25 for a pair, an adult and a child pair.
Okay,
and then
that's
if
cool.
you want to add an extra child, it's $10 per extra child and $5 per extra adult. So you will meet at the museum and you'll learn a little bit about bats, and then you will head in your own vehicles to a local park to like hear the bats and see the bats. And I emailed their communications director to see what kind of bats that people might see. And he told me that the registration for this event was mostly full. And so I felt like I should mention that. But they also have a ton of other events coming up in July and August. And he also told me that, so the movie Jurassic World Rebirth has just come out. And so they are doing some events about the Aqualops, which is a little dinosaur that is in that movie. And the Sam Noble Museum has the only specimen in the entire world.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, and so they are planning to do a lot of upcoming programming based on that dinosaur. So I would keep an eye out on their social media feeds and their website to learn more about what might be happening. And
So what kind of bats are they?
I don't know. We don't know. There are 24 kinds of bats in Oklahoma, and it is perhaps one or two or three of the. I don't know. There will be some bats that you will see and hear, and we have a healthy, thriving bat population in Oklahoma.
Good to know.
Bats are fascinating creatures.
Yes, they
really
are.
There are many kinds. Some of them are very cute, and some of them are quite ugly.
true.
And you will see them.
I just found out a very fun, interesting fact about bats. Is that bat scientists used to think that they were really so good at echolocation that they could just fly and like they would never bump into each other. It turns out they bump into each other all the time.
I believe it.
Yeah. You can't have that many bats like without them bumping into each
Oh
other.
yeah, it's just a matter of
It's
time.
it's just a bumping mess.
Yes.
They're cute.
Carly,
Yes.
is there? I was gonna say a bump and mess.
There's no bats, but there is a bass.
Oh, okay.
Of the Reeves variety.
Pretty lucky cat.
Wow, that was
a
good.
nice segue.
Thank you. So my event is the Bass Reeves Western History Conference, which is in its
that's a good one.
15th year. It is one of the coolest history-themed events that you can go to in Oklahoma. It's at the Three Rivers Museum in Muskogee, which is a very cool museum in and of itself. And it's going to be June 26th through 28th. So Thursday evening is going to be like a meet and greet and a movie at the Roxy Theater, which is also in Muskogee. But then Friday, it's going to be all day, 8:30 to 8:30, and then Saturday, it's 8:30 to 3:30. And there's activities that are happening all the time. It is $160 for registration. And if you want to register, you just go to bassreevesconference.com and you can find all of the info there. So like I said, the meet and greet's going to be the first night, but then the second day and the third day, there's going to be games, prizes, interactive tours. There's going to be like a bus tour that goes around Muskogee, and there'll be reenactors dressed up, and so they'll talk about different characters and things like that. Lunch will be provided for the second 2 days, and then there's also going to be some really cool guest speakers, like somebody from the Creek Nation Light Horsemen, a U.S. Marshal, and lots of people wearing awesome costumes. And visitor or people who register for the conference are encouraged to dress in their best like Western getup. So it's always really fun people watching
Yes.
too.
So for our audience out there, what can you tell me about Bass Reeves?
Bass Reeves was one of the most famous U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, I think the U.S. Deputy Marshal.
Yeah, of the Indian Territory era. He was awesome, and at one point he had to arrest his own son.
Yes.
But if you, I don't know if like if you guys have seen this, but there's a Taylor Sheridan show right now called Lawman, Bass Reeves.
Yes.
That's what that is the basis.
Yes.
And I think it would be very interesting, especially if you watch the show, to go to the conference and find out like what they got wrong, because I'm sure they got a lot of stuff wrong.
Yes. I probably did. I mean, as a lot of shows.
Yeah, but he was a fascinating man. So
That's a fun. I've always heard such great things about that conference.
yeah.
It's supposed to be really fun.
Oh,
I've
and
never
they
been.
just installed the statue in front of the Three
That's
Rivers
right, that's in
Museum.
our-
It's a new
yeah.
bronze statue of him, which is really cool too. So
it's
you
in
can
our
check
May
that
June
out.
issue, which is right there.
Yeah, and we had a really good Bass Reeves story in an issue like a few years ago. So yeah, that's a conference that's always really exciting. Kirsten, what is your event this time?
I have the Lawton Fort Sill Freedom Festival, which will be
Freedom.
on yes,
Thank you, George
it'll be
Michael.
on June 27th and 28th. So it's a 2-day event. It'll be at Elmer Thomas Park in Lawton, which is closer to the refuge, I believe. So, I don't have bass or bats, but there's probably some in the area because it's real close to the refuge. But no, so it's recommended for attendees or guests to bring a lawn chair or a blanket to sit on throughout the day. But for the kids, there will be face painting, pony rides, bounce houses. For everybody, there will be a hot dog eating contest, a soapbox derby, gurney races. More than 50 vendors are going to be set up throughout this festival. So there's going to be a lot to do all day long.
A vendor for every state in the union.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, in the state.
Freedom.
Yes, freedom.
Did you say granny races?
Gurney.
Gurney
Gurney races.
Granny races.
Yeah, we're gonna race with our
Now, I've
nanas.
got an idea for a podcast episode. Granny races.
Get in the wheelchair, Nona.
Yeah, no. Gurney racing.
Gurney racing. Okay.
But there's also going to be live music both nights, including the concert that is Saturday night, which I believe is Arrows and Ashes. I might have said that wrong, but I believe that is the band. There's also a drone show that'll be Friday night, and then to close out everything on the festival, Saturday night is the fireworks show, which is one of the biggest shows in Oklahoma or the biggest show in the Southwest as they promote themselves.
Wow,
So
that's
it's going to
awesome.
be a huge fireworks show, and it's going to be great to watch.
That's a good way to spend 4th of July. It's a good way to
Yeah,
celebrate.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though it's not on 4th of July.
No, and this is the weekend before 4th of July,
Yeah,
so you can
so you
still
can do both.
Yes, you can still celebrate later on.
Love it.
Exactly.
Love
Get
it.
all
do
the
that.
fireworks in.
Especially
Just don't bring your own fireworks. You cannot bring your own fireworks.
Yeah,
I'm so
don't
sorry.
do that.
No, please don't do that.
Usually,
It's not okay.
for all the events we mention on Podvents, a good idea to leave the fireworks.
I think it's just always a good idea to assume that your fireworks are not welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nathan, I'm assuming a firework-free event.
Depends on how you define fireworks, because I've
Okay.
got Mr. John Fulbright,
Oh, yeah.
who,
different
if you
kind of
have
fireworks.
not seen him live, is an absolute must-catch artist. He's
Yeah.
the best songwriter. His voice is amazing. He's just a genius on piano and guitar and everything. So I guess bass, bass. Although I think it's just him. I don't know if the band's there, so it might
Could
not be
be
any
bass.
bass.
We'll see.
So this is part of the Depot in Norman. It's part of their Summer Breeze concert series, which is a really cool thing. They have
love that.
concerts all summer long at Lions Park in Norman. This is a free event. You do want to bring a blanket or a chair or something to sit on. And there will be, there's going to be Lazy Circles Brewing will be there with beer. Native Spirits Winery will be there. And then there will be like food trucks and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember the name of the food truck right now, but there's a food truck that's coming also. So you can get food and have a little beer, or you can just bring your own. Bring a little like cooler and a bottle of wine or
I
something.
rarely encounter a food truck I'm not like 100% into. So.
That's right. Anyway, it sounds like it's going to be really fun, and it's a great chance to see Fulbright, who's again just amazing, just so good.
Yes.
And it's free. That's even better.
Nice.
Yeah, we like free.
The Summer Breeze concert series is so cool.
It's
kind of a
great.
free family favorite tradition. in
Yeah,
Norman.
it's really good. And the Depot is amazing. Like, if you haven't ever been to the show at the Depot, it's just a really great place to
Yes.
They get some really good people in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
Every year.
yeah.
What do you got for
Oh,
us?
except it's
sorry.
June 29th at 7:30 p.m. I didn't even
Oh.
say when and where.
Oh, yeah.
It's Sunday, June 29th at 7:30 p.m.
Hopefully
at Lions
Chris
Park in
bailed us
Norman.
out by
Yeah,
putting
I'm so sorry, Carly. I just
relevant information. Into
it's
what
like
you're
you forgot
saying, but-
something, and it's the time and the place.
Yeah,
or the
just-
time and the day.
No big deal.
Yeah,
This is
that's
the most
fine.
important thing.
Just the
to
most
know
important.
if you don't
Sunday,
wanna do
June
a thing.
29th, 7:30 p.m.
Yes.
Lions Park in Norman. Yeah.
Well, For mine, maybe we'll just get the details out of the way right now. Friday, June 27th. That's my event. What is the event? It is Purcell's Independence Day celebration. And it's been a while since I've had a history class, but I don't think this is when the town of Purcell liberated itself from the British. I think it's just their version of Independence Day, which is actually a week early, kind of like what Kirsten had for her event. And I think that's cool because the more July 4th, the better, right?
Yeah.
Seriously though, it is their Independence Day celebration. It's kind of the classic food trucks, fun and games. They're going to have a car show out there beginning at 5:30. So you can go out. It opens up at 5 o'clock. And this is all at the Purcell Lake, specifically at the Chandler Pavilion. And the car show's at 5:30. You can still register for that. The registration is at the event. And then starting at 9:45 is the fireworks spectacular. So any opportunity to sort of extend the hamburger and hot dog celebration season by a week, I'm all for it. And July 4th, the calendar fills up so fast with family obligations, and there's a fireworks show pretty much everywhere every night of the week. So it makes sense actually for a town to try and jump the gun a little bit.
Do y'all have 4th of July traditions? Do you have things that you do every year, or do you just kind of?
Yeah, my family has some land out in Shawnee, and so we shoot off fireworks out there usually.
That's fun.
I should establish one. I don't have any.
We've kind of started going to.
A tradition.
We've started going to ball games on the 4th.
Oh, that's a good.
That's always nice. Going to the Bricktown ballpark. It's a really nice way to spend the 4th
I
of
end up
July.
standing in someone's yard and sweating, eating
Just
a
like
hot
the
dog.
forefathers intended.
Yes.
That's
Well, if you like the July 4th conversation, you should tune in next week because I'm sure a lot of podvents will be focused around that.
Yep.
Just before I close out, the Purcell Independence Day celebration is free to attend, and it is Friday, June 27th at Purcell Lake. Go to purcell.gov for more information on that. All right, well, it's time for Star of the Show, and I'm going to give it to something I didn't know existed before we went out to the Thunderbird Berry Farm, and that is those pink lemonade blueberries.
So good.
I just love the flavor on those. That was such a great discovery. So thank you to Molly and the people at Thunderbird Berry Farm for having us out there. They got a whole bunch of rain right before we went out there. It was really muddy, but we had a great time regardless. So I guess I'll close out the show, huh?
Yep.
This has been the show, known from here to Arcadia, home of the Chicken Shack, as the Oklahoma Today podcast. Head to oklahomatoday.com or pick up our latest issue on newsstands right now. Send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com. I'll talk to you again next week.
Goodbye.